Hello, this is Jay Torres and welcome back to Wood You Like to Make. Are you a woodworker, a forest woodcutter, or someone who needs to cut tree branches that have crossed your yard, obstructed the road, or tripped over power lines? If so, you might have purchased a chainsaw like this. If you've purchased a Honda chainsaw or other brands with similar construction or features with this one online and are having a hard time assembling it, this video is for you. Watch until the end and I'll show you how. Let's get started. Wood you like to make. Before we continue, I want to clarify that this is not a genuine Honda chainsaw. It is only a replica of a genuine Honda chainsaw, and for its online price of 3,869 pesos is 6 or even more times lower than an authentic one. It's made in China, and as you can see, the logo is just a sticker. This chainsaw is 24 inches in size and claims to have an engine displacement of 22cc, although I couldn't find any plate or label indicating that it truly is 22cc. However, if you don't intend to use it frequently, it can be quite good and worth the price. Well, I have to disassemble it first and then show you how to reassemble it. Now that I have disassembled it, I'll guide you through assembling a chainsaw. But before we start, it's essential to understand the purpose of some of its basic parts. Let's go through them one by one. This is the chain. A chainsaw is not a chainsaw without a chain. Do I make sense? The chain is the cutting component of the chainsaw. It consists of sharp teeth that cut through wood as the chain moves around the guide bar in this direction. And so, this is the guide bar. It's a flat, elongated piece that the chain wraps around. It provides direction and stability for the chain as it cuts. This is the right-hand handle, and as it goes by the name, this is used to hold the chainsaw with your right hand. Located beneath the right-hand handle is the throttle trigger. The throttle trigger controls the chainsaw's engine speed. Squeezing the trigger increases the engine speed, making the chain move faster. And right above the throttle trigger is the throttle interlock. This is a safety feature that prevents accidental engagement of the throttle. You must press the interlock before you can squeeze the throttle trigger. Aside from the right-hand handle, there's one more essential handle that we need to tackle, and that is the anti-vibration handle. This is the anti-vibration handle. It is designed to reduce the vibration felt by the user, and it also enables the user to use the chainsaw with the support of the other hand. Whether you're a right-handed or a left-handed person, this handle makes the chainsaw maneuverable and easier to carry its weight, more comfortable to handle, and reducing fatigue during extended use. The chain brake is a safety feature that stops the chain from moving in case of a kickback or other sudden movement. It helps prevent injuries by stopping the chain immediately. I will show you how this works when the assembly is done later. This wheel is what we call the clutch drum. It plays a critical role. When the chain brake is activated, a band around the clutch drum tightens, causing friction that stops the drum's rotation. This immediate halt in rotation stops the movement of the chain, preventing it from causing injury during sudden movements or kickbacks. And right behind this wheel, there's a sprocket that engages the chain, driving it around the guide bar. It is an essential part of the chainsaw's cutting mechanism. This toothed piece of metal is called the backing spikes or bumper spikes. Others call these wood plug teeth, dogs, felling spikes, but mostly are backing spikes. These spikes are located on front of the chainsaw near the guide bar. They provide leverage and stability when making cuts, especially when cutting larger pieces of wood. The pull cord is used to start the chainsaw's engine. Pulling the cord vigorously and rapidly spins the engine's flywheel, generating the spark needed to ignite the fuel. I'll show it how later. The choke helps start the engine by restricting the air supply, making the fuel mixture richer. This is particularly useful when starting a cold engine. Of course, as we all know, the fuel tank holds the gasoline that powers the chainsaw. But please note that it's important to use the correct fuel mixture recommended by the manufacturer. The oil tank holds the bar and chain oil, which keeps the chain and guide bar lubricated during operation, reducing friction and wear. The on-off switch is used to turn the chainsaw's engine on and off. Always make sure the switch is in the off position before performing any maintenance or assembly. Now that we've covered the basic parts, let's move on to the assembly of the chainsaw. Follow along carefully, and by the end of this video, you'll have your chainsaw fully assembled and ready to use. The first component that we're going to attach is the backing spikes or bumper spikes. This will be attached here at the edge in front of the chainsaw body with these two hex screws. And using the included hex key, tighten the two screws to secure the backing spikes in place. When installing the guide bar, place it on the mounting stud. Make sure the guide bar fits snugly into the body of the chainsaw. Make sure that the slot of the guide bar is aligned with the adjustment pin on the side cover of the chainsaw that we will attach later. Now that we have positioned the guide bar properly in its place, the next step is to install the chain. Carefully thread the chain onto the sprocket, ensuring the cutting edges of the chain teeth are facing forward on the top side of the guide bar. Guide the chain around the guide bar, ensuring it fits into the groove along the entire length of the bar. Carefully place the side cover over the guide bar and chain. And as I have said earlier, when we install the guide bar, make sure that the slot of the guide bar is aligned with the adjustment pin on the side cover. Secure the side cover by temporarily half-tightening the two nuts with a wrench. Half-tightening will enable us to adjust the chain's tension. To adjust the chain tension, pull the guide bar slightly away from the chainsaw body to take up slack in the chain. Check that the chain moves freely around the guide bar and sprocket. It should be snug but not overly tight. Turn the tensioning screw located at the lower front portion of the side cover clockwise to adjust the tension. The chain should snap back into place when pulled away from the guide bar slightly. When the right chain tension is obtained, fully tighten the two nuts securing the side cover and the guide bar. Now that we have finished assembling the chainsaw, we need to fill it with gasoline before we can use it. We must use unleaded gasoline, and As I mentioned earlier, it is important to correctly follow the recommended mixture. We need to mix the gasoline with 2P oil to minimize smoke emissions during operations and to prolong the engine's life. We have a plastic canister here for measuring the mixture, which is included when you buy the chainsaw. On the front of this canister, you can see the embossed scale, which will guide you in measuring the gasoline and 2P oil. Fill the canister with gasoline up to the 576 ml mark, and then add 2P oil up to the 600 ml mark. Then shake well before transferring the contents to the fuel tank. I already filled this chainsaw with gasoline before starting the video recording, so I won't need to refill it until it's nearly empty. Next, we need to fill the oil tank with engine oil. Any kind or type of engine oil can be used for this purpose. This oil will continuously lubricate the chain and the guide bar during the sewing operation. Again, I have already filled this oil tank with engine oil before starting the video recording, so I won't be filling it again until it is necessary. Now our chainsaw is ready for use. I will now show you how to start it. First, put the switch in the on position. Pull the choke knob, then pull the starter handle rapidly a few times. When you hear or feel the first ignition sound, push down the choke handle and pull the starter cord again until the engine starts. Now that the engine has started to run the chain, first press the throttle interlock on top of the right handle. This will allow you also to press the throttle trigger or lever. Now you're ready to cut wood. Let's go outside and try it out. These logs are from a kaimito tree. We will cut a small piece to test how well this chainsaw performs. And of course, before you operate the chainsaw, don't forget to wear protective gear such as a face mask, safety goggles, ear muffs, gloves, and apron. If possible, wear safety shoes, but I don't have safety shoes, so I guess any shoes are better than none. This will help you stay safe and avoid any injuries. Oh, but wait, I have almost forgotten to show you how the chain brake works and how to use it. As I have said earlier, the chain brake is a crucial safety feature on a chainsaw. It stops the chain from moving in the event of a kickback or other sudden movements. When engaged, the chain brake uses a band that tightens around the chainsaw's clutch drum, halting the chain's motion almost instantly. This prevents potential injuries by stopping the chain before it can make contact with the operator or anything else. Before starting the chainsaw, always ensure the chain brake is engaged. To do this, push the chain brake lever forward. You will typically hear a click indicating that the brake is engaged. With the chain brake engaged, start the chainsaw as usual. This ensures the chain does not move while starting the engine, providing an extra layer of safety. Once the chainsaw is running and you are ready to cut, disengage the chain brake by pulling the lever back towards you. This releases the brake band from the clutch drum, allowing the chain to move freely. Now, watch this. Now, I will show you how to use the backing spikes. This feature provides stable handling for the heavy chainsaw, preventing your arms and hands from straining, especially when cutting a large log. It also helps make a steady cut. Watch closely. Place the backing spike on top of the log you are going to cut. Press the throttle trigger while the chains are not yet touching the log. Then, begin to let the chains touch the log to cut it. This way, the backing spike supports your handling of the heavy chainsaw, ensuring you maintain control. Let's do one more cutting without using the backing spikes. Well, for you guys to know what I will do with these wood cookies, you better watch out for my next video. Now that I've shown you how to assemble the chainsaw, explained the purpose of some of its basic parts, demonstrated an actual cutting test, and shown you how to use the backing spikes, I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow my Facebook page, Wood You Like to Make. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you know anyone who might find this video useful, please share it with them. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.